What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy, the honorable and beautiful black man, Ibrahim, back in here with another YouTube video on why I am the black woman's biggest fan. But before I get into that video, guys, don't forget to like that button. Don't forget to comment below, guys, and tell me why you might be the biggest fan that black woman ever had. And that's kind of impossible because I'm still alive right now. And you know, I even do you one further. I'll give you guys a comment why you're not a fan of black women. All right, we'll let that slide to the comment book in the comments down below. Don't forget to cop some King Kamara and Brown t-shirts off my websites. The link will be in the description box below. And most importantly, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to give you guys more content on a regular basis. So without further ado, let's go on the video. Well, first, guys, I gotta go back to the source a little bit. Growing up, I knew early on, I think most guys feel this way, you know, depending on whatever kind of person you are, or I knew from as early as I can really form concrete memories in longevity, from when I was 5 years old. I knew that I loved black women more than the other kind of women. I was the most attracted to that. Maybe because my mom was black. I don't know. I just knew that's what I want. I like black women. You know, I know we're beautiful women of all races. You know, and I say no competition. Me, I just love black women. And growing up, when I began to understand my identity and my heritage, I'm African, Muslim, you know, specifically from Sierra Leone and specifically from the Tindi tribe, right, from Sierra Leone, Africa. I was you know, I obviously, a Tindi man, needs to marry myself a Tindi woman, as God intended. So, but growing up, I noticed I really didn't see many Sierra Leone girls, especially girls my age. I had aunts, I may have had a few cousins, but varying ages. But growing up, I didn't have a good idea of how a Sierra Leone girl my age would look like. Lo and behold, fast forward, it's my first day of 7th grade. I'm probably just now hitting puberty that day even, right? And the first day of school, and this one girl stood in front of me, I forget her name, I think her name might have been Sarah, I have no idea. She was really tall, dark skin, whatever, and I don't think she was all that pretty per se, but she hears my name because she's sitting right in front of me. I sit behind her because they have assigned seats or something, and I say the teacher says is Brima here, and I say it's pronounced Brima, and she turns around and says, hey, you from Sierra Leone? I say yes I am. She's oh, I am too. I was oh, that's awesome. I just never thought that I would see a girl my age in America that's from Sierra Leone. That was so dope. And you're oh, that's cool. Where you from? Where you from? Some small talking, she turned around. And I'm thinking is this the part where we made or something? Did I miss something? Of course, I'm 12, maybe socially awkward, but that's going through my head you know, I'm going through puberty, right? The thoughts we have, it never happened before, and I also just never thought certain things through. So that made her extremely interesting to me, far beyond the other girls. I remember this literally the first time in my life I actively tried to pursue a friendship with a woman, a platonic friendship, for the hopes of course to return a non-platonic relationship. But I was interested enough in this woman. I remember I was actually trying to be her friend and know about her just because of the fact she was from Sierra Leone. And then she got I remember some friends, and you know, I was weird to her, or I appeared weird to her. I was a weird kid, not saying that I wasn't or anything like that. Obviously got picked on growing up. I don't know, but the thing is, I thought that automatically, at minimum, even if it wasn't a romantic kind of engagement at 12 years old, I know, right? It would be some kind of stronger bond just because we're from the same background. We should be kind of this. Even though I say, you know, in this house we believe that we don't believe that men and women can be friends. Yeah, anyway, we weren't friends like that. And if we were friends like that, I would most likely remember her name and be sure about it. Fast forward, around that same year, I was in Delaware for a year, and we started going to these family iftars on Saturday with the other Sierra Leone Muslims in the community. So, which was pretty cool, because it was I'm not the only African Sierra Leone like in town in Delaware. I thought it was cool. We had like this pretty cool community that was like cooking my favorite food every iftar. These iftars, and I'll be the only guy there my age, more than likely, usually, right? And it had a couple girls that were slightly younger than me. They were all, of course, like Sierra Leone women, and a couple other like kids. I was like usually the eldest kid there. I would go there, and I was too young to spend time with any of the adults. I would older the rest of the kids at least by like 2 years, maybe 3 or so. And sometimes they had younger kids than that, like brothers and sisters. When I would go where the kids were playing, like either in the basement or the living room or the playroom, whatever the kids wherever they had, wherever's house it was. These girls would look at me. It was like probably 5, 6, 7 of them, and they would just F me up, man, like on sight. Then they ask me what's the question of assault. That's a boy. Hit him. And I'm like, why are you guys hitting me? Like, I'm from Sierra Leone, you're from Sierra Leone, I'm Muslim, you're Muslim. Why are we fighting? Like, dude, I really didn't have like, I didn't even get the chance like to talk to them. Like, it took me a while to even learn any of their names because I was getting, anytime I see them, they just ran and start beating me up. Like, it made no sense. Like, it was like being in an all-girls MMA class. Like, they would stomp me out and beat me up for a while. I kind of enjoyed it, honestly, because like, I got to touch girls for the first time in some kind of way. In some proxy way, I came in physical contact with females for like the first time in my life. And it was awesome. So these dinners, we call them iftars, were always on Saturday. And I figured, one, it's during Ramadan, I could be home playing the game after it's time to break fast, and then we go to the masjid and make Tawari prayer. So I used to tell my parents, specifically my dad, who would usually bring me, the food was fire. The food was fire, the girls were pretty. But I was saying, I'm getting beat up by all the kids, especially the girls, and I don't got anybody my age. I don't want to go, and I could be playing video games or doing something else pop, and they were like, no, we're gonna go over. And part of me did want to go just so I could look at the girls. Probably even more so than the food, because like, it wasn't like I never had like African food. My mom and my dad would cook like African food. But the thing is, I never get tired of African food. So if there is no food like that night that we didn't have left over from the week, I'll be like, yo, let's go. Secretly, I just want to go so I can look at the girls and observe the African girls. So I could have went out my way to avoid these girls to not get beat up, which would, like probably sit outside or sit in the car after I ate food, or just really sat down with the adults while they're speaking Creole back and forth, like I understand what's going on. And I'm probably much better at speaking Creole right now if I did that. But I would say, look, I know I'm gonna get beat up, but I get to look at some girls and I get to get touched by girls, even if that conditioned me for a lifelong of pain, just naturally accepting being abused, both verbally and physically by the black woman, and I still love y'all anyway. Even the timid, even the fellow Sierra Leone women, the Sierra Leone Uman down. And which is sad because, for all relationships I've been in for the most part, like my parents had a pretty stable and healthy relationship, not like the hitting and all that type of stuff. And I never thought hitting was normal, but like it conditioned me mentally to go through like some layers of pain when it came to dealing with black women. Because like my entire life, like white women, I never like asked like white girls out. Like my entire life, they would come to me asking me out, and I'm like, all right, let's go. But the black woman was like always really hard to acquire. Always required a large degree of pain, and it made no sense. But I guess that's why getting beat up by those girls, regardless of how pretty they are, it kind of conditioned me for that for a little bit. Maybe used to that when I came into like contact with like black women, regardless of like their ethnic background. Also, one thing I don't know about those girls, they had really pretty names. Like you'll have like something like, they always had like an Atu or Atam on Sierra Leone, the names like Aminata or Matu, Mariatu. I can keep naming names, but like I don't want to like, again, I gotta protect the guilty on this channel, right? But I always figured I would have to marry like a woman from Sierra Leone. It would make all the sense in the world. And it'll be exactly how like I imagined. So I remember like they would ask me what kind of girl you want to marry. I said I need to marry myself a Sierra Leone girl, despite I was getting my ass whooped every Saturday during Ramadan. Because she could cook cassava leaf. She could cook me cassava leaf, which is something I love. And if I had to get beat up to eat some cassava leaf, I would do it. Like if my woman put their hands on me, like I would probably not be that mad as long as she would cook cassava leaf all the time. Like I would just be like, you know what? This isn't right if you're hitting me, but you can cook cassava leaf. I might allow it. I shouldn't allow it, but I'm not trying to sound like a simp or anything. But I mean, my mom used to beat me as a kid, and she made me cassava leaf. So like, what's the difference, right? So I also advise all black men, if you're giving up hope on the black woman incapacity, go to Sierra Leone. Go to Sierra Leone. For a lot of you, most like 99% of you, it's probably the first time you've been fully respected by a black woman as a black man. The way you believe and know you should. I mean, I just gonna wrap up part 1 on why I'm the black woman's biggest fan. Don't forget to, 1, like that button. Don't forget to comment below, guys, on why you believe you're the black woman's biggest fan, or why you're not a fan of black women. But you should be, right? It's just because it's the only one alone. Don't forget to cop some King Kamara and Ed Brown t-shirts off my website. The link in the description box below. And most importantly, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue you guys with content on a regular basis. It's your boy, the honorable and beautiful black man, Ed Brown, and I'll see you guys next time.